Next is very important question in this module, which is comparison between open channel flow and pipe flow. We have open channel flow in one column and we have pipe flow in one column. Let's distinguish between these two type of flow. So I'll start with free surface. So here open channel flow has free surface. So in pipe flow, free surface is absent. The reason is here it is running fully. If we use closed conduit like pipe in open channel flow like heavier dia section, then it is running partially. So that means here if it is our bed and it is our flow, then free surface is present. Of course, only acting pressure is atmospheric pressure, or we can say zero gauge pressure. Here if you take pipe flow, then the pressure is either positive or negative. That means gauge pressure, it is other than 0. So second one is flow and its direction. So if you take flow in open channel, of course it's depending upon the gravity. So the flow is called gravitational. So flow occurs at the expense of potential energy. So that's why this type of flow is called gravitational flow. So if you take two sections, section 1-1 and section 2-2. So we know it is Z1 and Z2, right, datum head, and we have the H1 and H2. Here we call it as pressure head, of course, and the kinetic head. If the head, total head at 1 is more than total head at 2, then flow will occur from section 1-1 to section 2-2. So we know we should assume that V1 is equal to V2. If you take, the flow will occur from section 1-1 to section 2-2. If you take pipe flow, the flow occurs because of pressure difference. So here the pressure P1, if P1 is less than P2, then you can take the same section 1-1, 2-2, 1-2, 2, 1-1, 2-2, then flow will occur from 1-1 to 2-2. Of course, it depending upon the total head. So third one, shape of channel, shape of pipe section. Okay, shape of channel. Here we have rectangular, trapezoidal, triangular, semicircle, circular with partially running. So here of course commonly we have circular. Commonly rectangular channels are prepared in rocky strata, trapezoidal channels are prepared in soils, and triangular channels are prepared for measurements. Fourth one, velocity distribution. So it is very important concept. If you take open channel flow, if y is the depth of the flow, then velocity distribution look like this. So it indicates that the maximum velocity occurs at the depth of 0.05y to 0.25y from the free surface, and y is the depth of flow. So if you take pipe flow, we already studied that. So in pipe flow, so velocity distribution is parabolic and maximum velocity occurs at the center, and at the end the velocity is nearly equal to 0 because of no slip condition. So fifth one, roughness. So if you take channel, of course, so in open channel, so we have wide element of roughness in open channel. Like if it is provided with proper lining, then it has less roughness. If you take pipe flow, if the material is of new steel or brass pipe, then it has relatively less roughness. If the pipe is of old CI material or old steel pipe, then it has more roughness. So again I will draw the open channel section, longitudinal section. By that we will get some more points. So if it is our bed and this is our bed slope I and this is our surface, then we have two sections, section 1 and section 2. So if you take one common datum, then this will be our Z1 and this will be our Z2. So this is H2, which is P2 by rho g, and this is our H1 at section 1, which is P1 by rho g. So our free surface itself, hydraulic gradient line, and of course we have V1 square by 2g, which is kinetic head, and here we have V2 square by 2g. So this is our total energy gradient line. So if you take the pipe flow, again I will draw this longitudinal section. So I am taking varying dia pipe so that you can understand the sectional properties at different levels. Section 1, section 2. Of course, if you take a common datum, then this is Z2 and this is Z1. So this is our center line of the pipe, and we have P1 by rho g here, and we have P2 by rho g. By inserting two piezometer or any pressuring gauge, we can calculate P1. By that we can calculate this head P1 by rho g, and here it is P2 by rho g. And of course we have V1 square by 2g and V2 square by 2g. So if you draw this one at pressure head, we will get our hydraulic gradient line, and if we draw the line at our kinetic head, then we will get total energy line. So I am not considering the losses. If you take these two figures, then you will get some more points, like I will take 0.7. So first point is here atmospheric pressure is acting over the free surface, and here we can only see the pressure difference between two sections, and atmospheric pressure is considered as a datum 0. Okay, and seventh point is free surface itself considered as hydraulic gradient line, and here we have different hydraulic gradient line, and of course total energy line and total energy line. So free surface is considered as hydraulic gradient line, and here line drawn at P1 by rho g to P2 by rho g considered as hydraulic gradient line. So next point is depending upon the classification of flow. In open channel, if Reynolds number is less than 500 to 600, then the flow is considered as laminar. If Reynolds number is more than 2000, then flow is considered as turbulent. If Reynolds number is in between 500 to 2000, then that type of flow is considered as transition. So in pipe flow, we know this, if Reynolds number is less than 2000, then the flow is laminar. If Reynolds number is more than 4000, then the flow is turbulent. If Reynolds number lies between 2000 to 4000, then the flow is considered as in transition.